We turn now to Washington, D.C., where a class action lawsuit was filed today against the Metropolitan Police Department by 10 former and current black female officers. They're alleging they've suffered race and gender discrimination and were forced to work in a toxic and hostile environment. The lawsuit states the women endured a, quote, enterprise-wide culture of race and sex discrimination and intense pervasive retaliation against those who dare to complain about, report, or oppose unlawful discrimination. The department has, for decades, treated black women police officers with contempt to the point of systematic psychological abuse. According to the suit, all of the women except one have at least 15 years of experience on the job. The current assistant police chief and a lieutenant are among those seeking $100 million in damages. Pamela Keith, one of the attorneys representing all 10 women in their class action lawsuit, joins me, along with former Metropolitan Police officers Tabatha and Sinobia Brinkley, both of whom are named in the lawsuit. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Counselor, let me start with you. The lawsuit you filed this morning says, quote, as is often the case, the abuse is often not visible by looking at one person or one incident. This is a class action lawsuit, so you're alleging there's a pattern of abuse. What do you make of MPD's treatment of their black female officers?
Well, first of all, there's just a general culture of disrespect and denigration between and amongst police officers, a culture of allowing abuse of power, a culture of systematic retaliation, and a completely dysfunctional and collusive EEO department. Now, that inured to the detriment of everybody, but much more so to the detriment of African-American women police officers who were treated as second-class citizens and really just disbelieved any time they tried to complain about what was happening to them, whether it was of a sexual nature, whether it was they saw misconduct that they tried to report, whether it was they were being treated unfairly by our supervisor or manager. No matter what they complained about, they were automatically disbelieved, undermined, their credibility was attacked, and they were ignored.
We reached out to the Metropolitan Police Department about the lawsuit, and this is what their response was, quote, while we cannot discuss the specific allegations due to pending litigation, the Metropolitan Police Department is committed to treating all members fairly and equitably throughout our organization. We take these allegations seriously, and we will be reviewing them thoroughly and responding accordingly. Pamela, your reaction to their response?
Well, I mean, that's a non-response response. I mean, we have a complaint with 213 pages of chapter, verse, and footnotes of how they're treating people unfairly. So I think that's the way of avoiding saying, well, we don't believe these women, or we believe these women, but we don't think it's a big deal, or we think it's a big deal, but we're not going to fix it, because I think they are somewhat boxed in. And I want to mention that our complaint is supported by 3 sworn affidavits of employees within the EEO department, chronicling how they were told and forced to subvert and undermine the credibility of complainants who brought claims to the EEO department. They worked exclusively with management to undermine these claims, and in the span of 4 years, not a single claim of gender or race discrimination was substantiated.
Sinobia, can you describe what you went through while you were at the department?
Yes, ma'am. So, as I explained earlier, that when my husband passed away suddenly in 2019, and I was employed with MPD, and I was told by my peers and several other members that they were pretty much the officials was making a mockery of my grief, and I'm sorry because I suppressed it so long that I'm still, of course, emotional about it. Yes. That if I don't get myself together, that I will be sent to a fitness to duty to be terminated. And I don't know if anybody ever been in love, but I love my husband and he loved me. And that was 36 years of marriage. And that really burned me to the core. My mental status it's emotional still to this day. I'm still trying to cope with just the fact that someone was so insensitive or didn't even care about my well-being, and that my husband was also a police officer who served over 26 years of service and was very well known within the department as well, very well respected by some, and then others, you know. But the fact is that you didn't even care about my mental status or my well-being, and you talking about terminating me, and eventually, of course, you did. You did terminate me. I wasn't a bad employee, and I was asked to come back by the now chief of police to help train the negotiators because I was a crisis negotiator. And if I was such a bad person, why would you ask me to come back to the job? And why all of a sudden now you're trying to bully me, intimidate me? And it was a variety of things when a white male jumped into my face to actually wanted to, like he was going to punch me. And in front of an official, another official there, a sergeant, and he did nothing. And then there was some other males there too, and no one did anything. And they did it behind a place where there was no cameras. It was secluded. And I was fearful for my safety. How can you be fearful for your own safety with members of in the police department? I have to go out and police outside in the community. I have no backing from my own department that is intimidating me and causing me this not only mental pain, stress. I've lost some hair. I've lost weight. I'm 119 pounds and never been this small since I was in high school. It's just, it was a mental strain, and it still is. And it bothers me that they allowed this to go on for so long, and they continue. The culture of Metropolitan Department is toxic. When I say it's toxic, especially as towards Black women, they don't care anything. We're not respected. You wouldn't find this too many with the not to say the white officers, the white female officers. They don't endure much stuff that we have and that we continue to endure. And I'm like, how can this happen? How can this happen? And it's reported to you all and to my officials, and you do nothing about it. You do nothing about it. And it's upsetting to me. And I'm still, again, in counseling, mental status.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I digress.
Well,
right
Sinobia,
now.
no. My sincerest condolences for your loss, and I'm so sorry that you had to endure that during that time. Tabatha, I'd ask you the same. I want to ask you the same question. If you can sort of describe some of what you had to endure during your time with the department.
Oh, well, my treatment started very early on in my career. As a rookie officer, I was assigned to the 4th District, and a sergeant took a liking to me. He started calling me in off the street, asking me to sit next to him to log in reports. And one day he had the audacity to call my grandparents' house and tell my grandparents I was supposed to be at work. But she was my daycare provider, so she knew I was on day off. However, I came to my grandmother's house and I called in to see what it was that was needed. And he asked me, "Can you get away?" And I said, "Get away? Sir, do you know I'm married?" And he just like went on. And my grandfather took the phone and said, "Sir, if you don't stop harassing my granddaughter, I don't care nothing about you being the police. I'm going to come up there." And it went from him liking me to giving me foot beats that were 1 block long. I can walk on one side of the street, but I couldn't walk on the other. And during the 90s, the early 90s, we had a lot of gang wars. And where I was assigned, I remember him placing me in a certain unit block within Georgia Avenue, where 2 sets of gangs were at it with each other. But my personality, I'm that person that I fit in, and you get up there and you play nice with the people. You don't go up there, flexing. I went up there, made nice with the people, and they liked me. So then he started a rumor that I needed to be watched because the people took a liking to me. And it went on for some time, and I started working for the Metropolitan Police Department as a civilian. So I wound up calling an old boss, who was a commander, and I broke down crying and telling him what was happening. So he arranged for me to swap with another officer, and we did. And I was so happy to go to the first district substation. My first day, he told me to be there at 6:30. I was there at 6 o'clock. And when the captain came in, and he looked at me and he went in his office. A few moments later, he called me in, and I went to sit down, and that man cussed me out from the crown of my head to the bottom of my feet. He told me I was trouble. He didn't know why trouble was coming to his district, and he let me have it. And all I could do was just tears just rolled down my face. And from that day forth, I was blackballed. So there were three districts, three sergeants in my section, and they gave me the blues every day. And that went on for a couple of years. I wound up getting pregnant with a set of twins. And the person that was sexually harassing me as my sergeant got promoted to lieutenant and then was assigned to the first district substation. But
Oh,
at the
no.
time, by God's grace, it was a captain, Charles Farmville. Um, he wound up talking to me, listening to my story, and he told me if I had any issues with that person to let him know. And I was good until he got promoted. Once he got promoted and left, the harassment started back. And I remember one day that lieutenant, who was the sergeant that harassed me, walked in the station and looked at me and said, "We can't have you sitting in here looking like that," and made me sit in the break room. And with all the stress, I wound up having the twins too early, and I lost both twins. And I was out.
Oh
I
my
stayed
God.
out for almost a year. And but that from that, when I came back, I decided to come back. I said I will never allow anybody to bully me like that again. And I've been fighting ever since. You're labeled as a troublemaker when you stand up for yourself. So it would be times where you would
Yes.
encounter officials that don't even know you, but they already have an opinion of you. And while working at the Special Operations Division, I think that's where I encountered it the worst. When I tell you, officials would make up things, and the captain, the lieutenant, he would just make up things and assignments, and he might come at you and say, "Well, you're not doing that today," or you. I was a traffic crash coordinator, so I was like basically like an administrator because you reading cases all day and handling cases, and you're not monitoring the radio. Like I would only monitor the radio when I know I had to go on the street, but they would raise me constantly on the radio. So you got other officials listening to that thinking, "Oh, she's just ducking and dodging work," when in fact I worked constantly. I probably was like the overtime queen at the Special Operations Division, but they made it out like I was ducking and dodging work, and they all would jump on board. You would respond, go to the commander, and say, "Hey, this lieutenant. Every time he see me, he refers to me as a man. He keeps telling me I look like Sergeant Boyd." Um, and then the commander was like, "I don't. I mean, really, what do you want me to do about that?" And then he told me he talked to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant admitted to everything that I said. However, he did it without malice. I had that another
Tabitha,
captain. Yes.
Tabitha, we're running up on a break, but I definitely want to still hear
Okay.
more about your experiences with the department and continue this conversation after the break. So I'll see you guys after this. Welcome back to Making the Case. A group of former and current black female officers filed suit today against the Washington, D.C. Metro Police Department, claiming racial and sexual discrimination. Still with me is Pamela Keith, who represents all 10 women named in the lawsuit, and former officers Tabatha Knight and Sinobia Brinkley, both of whom are named in the lawsuit. All right. Pam, you described this lawsuit as a combination of the Black Lives Matter movement and the Me Too movement. Black women experience a unique form of racism and misogyny, often described as misogynoir. Can you speak more on that issue?
Absolutely. You know, every single one of our plaintiffs, Yodit, has complained multiple times through their chain of command, through EEO. They filed EEOC charges. They've gone to OHR, which is the Office of Human Rights. And everywhere they went as individuals, they were absolutely ignored. First of all, they ignored because they were women and the pain of women was discounted, ignored because they're Black women and sort of the lowest of the totem pole in terms of priority. And so the only way we could pursue their claims was as a class action, them standing together in combination. We are talking about 285 years of service to this city. And it is in standing together, all 10 of them, that we've finally gotten the police department and the city to listen, to pay attention, and to care about what's happening to them. So, you know, I guess it's hashtag Can You Hear Us Now?
Tabatha, so many women experience sexual harassment in the workplace. Do you think that your story will resonate with all women, not just Black women?
Yes, ma'am. My phone rung off the hook today. Many people called and wanted to know how could they go about getting their story heard. But yes, ma'am, it has definitely resonated.
Sinobia, what change do you hope will come as a result of this lawsuit?
The whole culture will change to empty, and that they will recognize that we as women, Black women especially, we have a voice, and that I hope they will listen to us too, and we have a voice at the table.
Pam, all of these women experience retaliation after speaking out, which is a common response. Can you explain why?
Well, it's actually a culture at the MPD. It's the standard. The standard is, you know, snitches get stitches. They push people out, and they think that that's an absolutely perfectly normal thing to do. That if once they decide that an officer is persona non grata, they create a systematic campaign to push them out, and they think that that's appropriate, and that somehow keeps the integrity and the confidentiality of what goes on within the four corners of the police department. But it's not okay. And in fact, if you're pushing them out because they are complaining of race and gender discrimination, or if you're pushing them out because they're reporting misconduct of their fellow police officers, then what you're doing is breaking the law. You know, Derek Chauvin didn't happen overnight, right? He happened after a series of misconduct and excessive use of force. And I bet in that police department, the officers were just as bullied and harassed and denigrated and shunned if they spoke out as in this police department. So this complaint tells the story in such detail that people can now see how this blue code of silence actually works and how we can dismantle it.
Attorney Pamela Keith and former Metropolitan Police officers Tabatha Knight and Sinobia Brinkley, thank you all so very much for your time tonight and for your courage. Thank you.